Hello everyone and welcome back to our episode of Showcase on Dark Souls Remaster. For today's item, we're going to do the Crystal Shield. And to be honest, it's not really information heavy or important, but it's still important for the catalog that I do it. So the Crystal Shield visually is, well, it's a large kite shield. Now the funny thing is, I did look up shield information in historical parts, but man, the documentation is piss poor. Compared to blades anyway. That said, moving on, we got a very large kite shield that's covered in very brittle looking crystals. Now you can probably boast that these could stab opponents, but for most of our opponents wearing any sort of armor, this becomes pretty redundant very quickly. Unless your opponent is shivering, naked, and you're bullying him to death. No matter. Okay, let's start with some animations. So of course you got the basic defend. You've got, instead of a parry, you got a bash. It looks awkward, it looks heavy, it looks stupid. But that's besides the point. Next, if you were to equip it in your main hand, you're basically bashing someone over the head with the main attack, and the power attack is similar to what you're holding in the offhand, a stabbing motion. Both animations are awkward. But at least the power attack has two animations? Well, that's worth anyway. If you were equipped it with two hands, now the basic attack is like a robust bashing? I don't know, that's the only words I got for these attacks, it's just bashing. You either got the overhead or the side bashing. Now if you were to roll, you basically club your opponent with the bottom of your shield, and this is either one-handed or two-handed, it's basically the same. You just have slightly different animations, but same speed. Now the kick animation is basically a shove, if you will. Not the most useful thing, but it is there regardless if you choose to use it or not, though who wields shields like this? I don't think anybody does. At least nobody playing the game seriously anyway. Stat-wise for the Crystal Shield, physical damage is 70 with a bonus of 23. The scaling on it is D for strength, and that's not really important. The physical damage reduction is, physically it covers all 100% physical damage. Magic, 60, but fire and lightning is 80, and a stay ability of 60, which is a pretty damn good shield. The required stats needed are just 14 strength, which isn't all that much. Durability is 250, which is rather important, you'll know about that later. And the weight is only 5.0, so overall a fairly usable shield. Description: the Crystal Shield is a fully crystallized shield, and how such a weapon was created, is entirely unknown. The crystallization boosts its defense, but makes the shield brittle. The shield cannot be used for long, as it cannot be repaired. So yes, that is a big problem of that. Every point of damage done to the shield, it cannot be fixed. Mind you, that is 250, that is a lot of durability. You can do probably half the game with this easily on your first playthrough. People who are experienced probably don't use shields properly anymore, but probably go through multiple playthroughs with the same shield. But in terms of using the shield itself as a weapon, well, that's pretty pointless. As you can see me bashing here. Doesn't do much damage at all. Another important thing is, this shield cannot be upgraded. So once you get the shield, that is it. There's no upgrades and there's no repairing it. You get the Crystal Shield, there's nothing else to do with it in that regard. So that's what I meant in the beginning, well, there's not a whole lot of information. So basically everything I can present to you is what you can physically do when you meet the soft cap build. But in terms of actually using it as a shield, it is fairly good at that. The stability is nice. The enemies can't easily cut through the defense, and they'll spend all day trying to cut through it. Now, trying to get through another opponent's defense using the bash, against the weakest shield, didn't really do much, as we ricocheted right off. Oh well. Now, something interesting, let's take this shield against a very large opponent, the Tartarus Demon. Now, a Tartarus Demon is a very large creature, and it hits really hard. And observe. Despite his large size, he does send his flying, but he can't get to the shield. If I were level 1 or level 10 taking this, he would nearly cut through my stamina, but at this point, reaching the soft caps, he cannot hope to get through my stamina gauge, and I'm pretty safe behind the shield, even if I do get sent flying. Next question. With that high fire defense, can I survive the dragon's fiery breath? Well, no. I don't think anything really survives, but I'm always curious to try. And at least if I die here, it means you guys don't have to die in the future trying something stupid. Let's move on. Now, on to a performance where we try to use this as a weapon, because there is no upgrade section, so we went right to performance. So this is already ridiculous, this is already silly, and it's impractical. Horrible. These are the words I describe using a shield as a weapon. And the crystal shield doesn't really challenge that argument. Simply put, it makes for a decent shield, but like many other shields, a horrible weapon. But let's go on to the pros and cons. Alright, let's start off with the pros. Well, it's a very good shield while it lasts, while boasting excellent stats across the damage reduction. That is the only pro, I think. Yeah. On the cons, it cannot be fixed, it cannot be upgraded, and it's unremarkable otherwise other than for its defense. I guess I won't put that as a con, that's kind of redundant. So yeah, it's pros and cons, very simple. Going on to the score, well, for stability, I'm going to give that a B. Plenty of stability for a shield. Defense, I'm going to give that an A. For while it lasts, it's an excellent shield. Weight, nothing wrong with that, it was pretty good, a B+. Misc, however, I'm going to give that a D, for this cannot be upgraded, and it cannot be repaired, so no matter what, you're going to be throwing it away. It's redundant, or you're not going to use it, or you're going to throw it away later in the game. That said, for a while it's still there, it's a good shield, so overall I give it a B-. It's a pretty decent shield while it lasts, keyword. So in short, it's a crystal shield. It told us that in the description and everything else. It accomplished just that. It's just a crystal shield, decent enough. But that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.